your World Civ news. My classmates and I have a couple of different subjects to discuss. So in the meantime, take a moment to get out some pencils, paper, maybe even a pen or two. And from this video, you'll learn everything necessary to grasp the Americas and the Oceania before 1000 CE. Without further ado, let us get started. Drew, on to you.
Thanks, Casey. Starting with some things to make note about migration and environmental change. Early humans migrated from Siberia to Alaska between 23,000 and 15,000 years ago, with multiple phases of migration. They arrived during a time when ice sheets were retreating and many large mammals were going extinct. The Kelp Highway along the Pacific coast attracted early Americas due to sea animals in kelp beds and rivers with salmon. Clovis culture included Clovis points, aka stone spearheads, were widely used across North America by 11,300 BCE, suggesting trade and mobile hunting routes. Next, I would like to make note about some facts on their economic life. Early societies relied on foraging, fishing, and hunting, with hunting becoming less important by 8000 BCE. Settled communities developed in different regions, driven by ecological diversity and availability of migratory fish. In New England, Amerindians tended to lead less settled lives, focusing on hunting, fishing, and foraging. South American groups were primarily mobile around rivers and coasts until around 3500 BCE. Now onto farming, America style. Farming in the Americas featured crops such as maize, squash, beans, and potatoes, different from the old world crops. Farming was done by hand, as there were no large draft animals or plows. Soil improvement techniques included raised field agriculture, terrace farming, and enhanced black earth patches. Furthermore, involving farming, there happened to be intensive farming in the Andes and Mesoamerica. Andean farming centered on quinoa, maize, and potatoes, introduced between 5000 and 2000 BCE, with a reliable water source. These crops were nutritious and storable, supporting development of states and complex societies. The Mesoamerican farming system relied on maize, squash, and beans, with selective breeding leading to variant grains. Surplus foods in both the Andes and Mesoamerica contributed to the rise of states and complex societies. Now I'd like to pass this back to Casey as she discusses essentially the advancements of life in these societies.
Thanks, Drew. First, I would like to list some of the facts regarding textiles and metallurgy in the Americas. Andean weavers developed advanced textile techniques with vibrant colors by 1000 BCE. Metallurgy mainly produced ornamental items and had a limited impact on farming, warfare, and politics due to the absence of iron. Moving on to trade, cultural exchange, and the American webs. Trade centers emerged in Mesoamerica and the Andes. Early exchange included food crops such as maize and sweet potatoes. Items like conch shells, obsidian, feathers, cotton cloth, pottery, jewelry, and salt were also traded. Llama caravans were used for trade in the Andes by 200 BCE. Cultural exchange is evident in pottery, mound construction for religious purposes, and organized sports. Next, I would like you to know some facts about health, society, and culture. Early Amerindians avoided diseases linked to herd animals and cold climates. People living near seafood sources or leading mobile lives tended to be healthier. Risk of violence varied and increased with technological advancements like the bow and arrow. Now, as we know, with every complex society involves family and gender. Here are some notes to make for this in the early Americas. Gender relations were similar to other cultures. Families were often monogamous, with both small nuclear groups and larger extended families. Women in farming societies engaged in activities such as pottery, textiles, child rearing, and sometimes even farming. In maize-based communities, men were involved in planting, hunting, and construction. Women rarely held political power. Finally, I would like to discuss religion and language in the Americas. Amerindians' religious beliefs varied but often included nature-related spirits and a supreme deity. Shamans were used to connect with the spirit world. Some groups used hallucinogenic plants for spiritual purposes. Sacrifice, including human sacrifice in some cases, was also practiced during this time. Mesoamericans developed highly accurate calendars based on cosmic time. Amerindian languages were based on those spoken in Northeast Asia, with new languages developing as groups migrated into the Americas. By 500 CE, a few languages dominated, but linguistic diversity remained strong. Now that we're done discussing the advancements of society, I'd like to bring it back to Drew to close us out.
Thank you so much for tuning into this video. Though there's a lot to unpack here, we hope it was clear to understand. Please look towards your resources located under each chapter's modules. And thanks for tuning into this video.